So guys, in this video we're gonna be reacting to Rodger's Twisted Biology. I thought it was Rodger's Twisted Research, but I guess it's biology. Stage 1. Tune is healthy prior to pre-twisting. Twisters are only created with twisted bites or by coming into contact with raw or unpurified ink or via consumption of touching without gloves. Tuna is infected via bite. A fever and unease sets in. Tuna rapidly becomes clumsy and uncoordinated. Prior to stage 3, they'll begin to show sensitivity to lights and sounds, and pending doom sets in. Guys, I already saw all of this already, so that's why I'm not reacting. I'm just showing this to you guys. Stage 3. Toon becomes panicked and irritable. Quickly loses their strength to move, as if being crushed by an unseen force. Eyesight and other senses rapidly deteriorate. Signs of death begin to show, but can be cured at this stage. At the last disc, Toon collapses and appears to die. Suddenly, as twisting occurs, eyes become glossy and ichor begins to bleed from them. Beyond saving, do not approach them. They may be dormant, but they can pass on the ichor. Revives as a twisted. Light, sound, or movement makes them aggressive. Hygiene size, muscle, and mass and mutations vary. May or may not retain personalities, but always has the same routine, habits, and tendency to devour tunes or drink raw ichor. Twisted dies off. The infection eats them from the inside when they don't consume enough ichor or tunes. Experiences stitches, stiffness, frothing at the mouth, and hemorrhaging prior to death. Revived tunes have no recollection of their twisted self. Rodger's Research Twisted Biology Part 2. I did not see this one. The third one I only saw until whatever. We were in this one. Ichor is also the blood that runs through our veins. Ichor is what created our very flesh, organs, and bones. It was because of the Lila and Arthur geniuses that we exist to begin with. But it's not just one type of ichor, no different than human blood types. To need a certain quality of ichor. Raw, unfiltrated ichor, the blood of garden meal, and the staple of the creation of tunes. Can you let me read? I didn't pause it. The blood of garden meal, and the staple of the creation of tunes. It's glossy with an oily, prismatic shine to it, similar to oil. It's watery and consistency. Infection risk low. Protecting recommended for handling, as it can stain skin and cause irritation. Purified ichor. Purified ichor is a tune equivalent to human blood. Purified ichor is a tune's equivalent to human blood. It flows back with an off crimson hue and has a seeming glossy shine. This ichor can appear more vibrant depending on oxygen levels and where it's bleeding from. Infection risk minimal. Handle with care. Open wound push and mixing ichor causes illness. Contaminated ichor. The sour blood of twisted, thick and syrup in texture. There is very little to shine and carries a noxious odor similar to iron or brimstone. Infection with high touch is safe but deadly if introduced to highly open wounds, bites, scratches. Tempered ichor. It's unknown where this ichor comes from, but it's highly unstable. One stick like contaminated ichor has no glows and lets off smoke. Infection risk little. This infection risk lethal. This ichor violently reacts to twists and surfaces it touches. To contact is yet documented. I have a theory because it says infection risk lethal. Um, they don't know about this ichor, so it might be twisted dandy ichor or dandy's ichor, because it says lethal and dandy and dial are the only lethals in the game. Okay, let me just continue reading. A small number of only food-based foods like cosmos, sprout, and ginger have been proven to carry a different type of purified ichor blood. Thus, still vulnerable to twisting when the ichor is processed into food. It can heal infected wounds so long as the symptoms are caught early, and is raw unbaked state. This ichor blood carries a highly addictive chemical that, if accidentally consumed, is liable to cause some obvious issues. Other tunes that are either food-based, plant-based, or animal-based have their own ichor blood types as well, but have been deemed ineffective for healing properties. Rather, this type benefits the host tune themselves. Instead, by creating a creating a resistance to twisting does not make them immune, however. Dandy is the only twist tune with an non-ichor type. It's not clear what he's capable of, apart from his charm and the fact he was the first tune to be created. A perfect specimen going off delighted notes. As much as I love to find out the quality of his blood, there is just one problem. I think because this gives me like more. This keeps fueling my theory because I said he might have the lethal blood type, and also they don't know his ichor type. Dandy's been missing. Rodger's research, Twisted Biology Part 3. Disclaimer, guys, so read it. Disclaimer, mild to moderate drawn gore ahead. There is implied artistic nudity as well. Viewer discretion is advised. Subject, boxing, twisted duo. Twisted, that I think it might say. Sample of third eye faction. A third eyelid is extremely common and found on all twisteds. They function to protect the eyes from harsh light as they were photosensitive. When it comes to the dark, however, their eyesight is typically incredible. Subject poppy, twisted DOA. Sample of blackened gums and tongue on display. Oral features. All twisteds are equipped with sharp teeth, but their mouths, tongues, and throat become nearly completely black from the ichor that runs through their veins, because those veins tend to burst their gums, bleed contaminated ichor, hence the source for almost all cases of infections. Yeah, we already read this one. Oh my god, I keep scrolling. Subject tissue twisted alive. Hyperflexibility. Abnormal neck rotation status. Dispatch trimple. Hyperflexibility. All twisted tend to present the ability to abnormally twist and flex. I said flex their joint beyond their usual limits as well as tunes. As a result, their hunting capabilities are incredible and give them an advantage when grappling tunes. Most tunes, anyways. Subject fin twisted alive. Extreme mutation parasitism. In whatever, I can't read that. Status dispatch shrimple. Mutations excluding twisted domain. Certain twisted can have a varying severity of mutations. This can even include particular objects they hold attachments, simply articles of clothing or general physical mutations. In most cases, twisted use these mutations to their advantage and they're able to use them very well. Subject spell twisted DOA. Size change extreme. Arm sample. Status dispatch. Why do they all say status dispatch simple? Size alteration. Twisted manes are the only rarity type that show the most dramatic growth. Okay, I'm not reading that. As they mutate, they tend to grow an average of 3 to 5 times their original size as soon. With that, their strength also greatly increases. Certain other twisted varieties also experience enhanced strength and easily overpowered most tunes. I'm trying to scroll to the side. Subject Toodles twisted live. Extremely injured to arm, head, and jaw. Status. Okay, we already know what that says. Durability. All twisted varieties have a high pain tolerance as well as extremely abnormal durability to injuries that will prove fatal in tunes. Especially when twisted tend to fight each other for food. Hunting grounds, they're commonly found with significant okay, I'm not reading that. Little head injuries or broken or missing limbs. I think this is the last one, yeah. Warning, the following topics are ahead. We were just questioned by bludgeoning, self-harm, cannibalism, topic of diseases. Have twisted theory. As we know of, currently twisted are created through infection or contamination via bites, scratches, or open wound. Contact with contaminated ichor is between phases 2 and 3. Seems to be very crucial as the host of the disease dies prior to transformation. However, because wounds can be treated and saved into the late stage before they're supposed to die, so their supposed death just before phase 3. It's theorized that traces of the disease still linger and automatically mutate the host up to varying degrees. Though subtle, at first changing slowly start to become noticeable. For whatever reason, the respawn machine isn't able to correct the mutations either. Half-twisted theory. Infection process. When a tooth is infected by a twisted, it can be cured when caught early, but when repeatedly infected or left infected for a long span of time, traces of the disease linger in the bloodstream and begin to slowly mutate, creating subtle changes in the host body prior to symptoms. Increased strength. Half twisted tooths have obtained superhuman strength, visibly evident physically and oh my god, I'm not. What the heck is that word? Okay, whatever. This kind of strength can be spontaneously and dangerous explosives affect. Tools have been witnessed breaking objects by simply holding them. Increased stamina. Half twisted tools were witnessing outpowering regular unaffected and feats of agility and energy.
¿Con quién tú estás hablando?
Yo estoy grabando un video, They become hardwired with so much stamina that they're also able to bounce back faster, even needing shorter periods of rest. No me apague la televisión que la voy a ver. Hyper flexibility. Okay, this is already like too much. Hyper flexibility. Hygiene senses. I can't read anymore. My throat is already hurting, and I want to finish this video because it's not that much. But my jaw is already hurting, so I'm just gonna leave you guys to read it, because my jaw's already hurting. So I'm just gonna give you time to read it. You guys time to read it. I'm just gonna zoom in so you guys can read it. If you want, you can just pause. Yeah, you guys can just pause. I'm gonna be reading the other one. I'm gonna be reading this one because they're not that much. Cannibalism. Half twisted become cursed with their primal and unsocial urge to eat familiar flesh. The craving for raw ichor, blood, and meat becomes akin to an addiction. The longer they starve, the worse it gets. Half twisted tends to develop hygiene aggression as well as a prey drive, which go hand in hand. Similar inconveniences are more likely to set them off and overwhelm them, causing them to lash out. Okay, I'm gonna continue reading. Hypersensitivity. Those afflicted by the half-twisted mutation suffer very degrees of hypersensitivity. Things become too loud, too bright, or smell too strong, rapidly overwhelming their senses. Due to their high energy, it's more difficult for half-twisted tones to sleep through the night. As a result, they may appear more irritable and dissociate, often requiring actual help in falling asleep. Stargardt syndrome. Stargardt syndrome is a potentially extreme disorder half-twisteds suffer that causes involuntary tension from the neck up, resulting in side effects such as uneven head movement, muscle tension, lethargy, severe migraine, extreme pain. The worst wake come every 30 minutes, lasting every 5 to 10 seconds per way. Without treatment, and flare up as soon as a week. Treatment. It's been discovered that only Iker from support tunes can relieve a half-twisted alignment. However, they have to consume it raw, exposing them to addictive chemicals in its raw form. As a result, it puts a strain on support tune, forcing them to undergo bloodletting multiple times a week. Ugh. Blackouts. Blackouts are episodes that all half-twisteds are doomed to endure. Under highly stressful situation or exposed to large amount of raw ichor or flesh, it triggers a blackout where the afflictor are overcome with the primal raging instinct to kill. They cannot recollect the events that transpire during that time. They will not recognize other tunes and will kill any tune in their way until it's over. Okay, I'm gonna read this part for you guys. The part that I didn't want to read. Because I feel bad. Because then you guys didn't read that. So, yes, I'm gonna read it for you guys. Yeah, what's this one? Half-twisted tunes have gained the ability to extend most of their yards beyond their limit. They're capable of physically twisting themselves to uncanny lengths, from bending backwards to swelling their head beyond them, and even unleashing their jaw. Compared to normal tunes, half-twisted can pick up on sound and scents that will otherwise be hard to pinpoint. Half-twisteds are also reporting crystal clear night vision on full with blackout or dimly light rooms. So guys, hope you enjoy. I don't think we're gonna get nightmares from this. Instead, the only thing that we're probably gonna get nightmares from is no, it's not this one. This things. So hope you enjoy. Have a nice day.